This is module 2. Okay, civil first year, right? So analysis of concurrent force systems. Okay, so see here what will in this chapter you have to study here. Consider if any block is given. This is the block. Okay, and this is the surface. Maybe consider it's kept on the table. So if somebody applying the force this side F1, which is 20 Newton, and some another opposite direction F2, which is considered 10 Newton, right? So hello, yeah. So net force you can write F net means resultant, also called as resultant of this force, sometimes represented as a R. Okay, so F net, yeah, R is called to, you can write it. This horizontal, this is what this level is called as horizontal level, horizontal, yeah, x-axis. Okay, this is positive x-axis, this is negative x-axis, and this upward is called as vertical, which is a positive y-axis, and this is negative y-axis, negative y-axis, and this is positive x-axis, and this is negative x-axis, right? So which one, consider that this is the any book they kept here, and somebody is pulling with this way with 20 newtons, and another your friend, consider you the another force they applied here in 10 newton in the opposite direction. So we can tell here ki F net is equal to this direction 20 newtons minus this opposite direction is there, then you have to subtract it, right? So 20 Newton minus 10 Newtons, it will become 10 Newton is the net force. So it will move in the positive x direction only with the 10 Newtons of the resultant. F net is equal to 10 Newtons. Getting this one? So consider another example, like if given two is the block, that same block is kept here, somebody is pulling with F1 is equal to 20 Newtons, some another here also F2 is equal to 40 Newtons, and some another direction F3 is equal to 30 Newton, consider, yeah, 130 Newton consider. So here we can find F net is equal to this directions is how much, this both are same directions, so we have to add it, right? Somebody is what pulling this one block in the same directions, so one person here and another person also is what pulling in the same directions, then both have to add it, right? And somebody pulling in the opposite direction, you have to subtract it, right? So here you can write it here, this both are going on the same directions, so we can add it this to 40 newtons plus 20 newtons, and this is the opposite direction, so we have to subtract minus 130 newtons, right? So this becomes 60 minus 130 is how much? 70. Minus 70. So minus 70 we got, it means our assumption was there in the this direction is positive is wrong. Actually negative we got it, which means this direction we have considered positive, right? These directions we have considered positive. So we got the values F resultant is minus 70, right? So which means this net force is going on the opposite direction. This is the F net is equal to 70 newtons. Where I consider positive direction. So F net is negative here. So we have considered this F1 and F2 is what in the positive directions is, right? And we got the final value is what negative here. So which means here this block is moving on the opposite direction, this direction, with 130. So this is the more only, no? Consider this is the block here. Somebody is what pulling with only 40 newtons and 20 newtons. Total here, this direction is how much? 60 only. And this direction is how much? 130, right? So it will move in the which direction? This direction it will move, this block, because this having the force is more. So it's moving on the negative x-axis. This negative indicates here to whatever the assumption we have taken this is a positive and this is negative, right? So this is the statement means here we have considered this f1, f2, f3 in the f1 is this, f2 is this, and f3 is this. We got it net f net is equal to minus 70. So you can write here this moving on 70 newtons in negative x-axis. That is the answer. That's all that I have to mention. So it's moving on the negative x-axis with the net force 70. Yeah, only minus 70 Newton also if you write then is correct. Getting here? Till here? So this is only about somebody is what pulling on the horizontal or vertical. Horizontal only. Consider similarly if any block they are kept here and somebody is pulling in this direction with 30 Newton. And some another here is pulling upward. Okay, F2 is called to consider 60 Newtons, right? Textbook you have, and somebody is pulling in the x-axis, somebody is pulling in the y-axis, yeah, upward direction. So what will happen for this textbook? Will move in the some another direction, right? If both like consider you kept your hand and you are pulling in this direction, somebody is pulling in this direction. So what will happen? It will move to the what? Another direction. That which direction it will move, that is angle is called as alpha. Okay, resultant of angle of resultant. Alpha is angle of resultant. Getting? And this force, this net force, yeah, resultant, you have to find it. Okay. So how will you find here? So we know that the vector we have all studied in the 12th class. If two force given F1 and F2 in the different directions here, so we can apply the parallelogram theorems, and that resultant will be, this is alpha, and this resultant R will be equal to a square root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 into F2 cos theta, right? This derivation also is there. I will teach you derivation after the some problem I will discuss, then I will teach this derivation. Getting here? So if any two force, consider this one F1 and F2, it's moving to the some another direction with angle theta. So resultant will lie between these two force. This is resultant, and that formula is a square of root F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 into F2 cos theta. What is theta here? Angle between the two force. Getting? Two force. Here angle between the two forces is how much? 90. So cos 90 becomes 0. So whenever the force is given horizontal and vertical directly here, so we can rewrite this formula F1 square plus F2 square. Okay, because this whole term becomes 0. Cos 90 is 0. Yeah, also we can write in some another way, horizontal square plus vertical square. F1 is horizontal, right? So horizontal square plus vertical square we can write it. Yeah, consider if you given more than 2-3 forces given here, the resultant also we can write square root of summation of all f of x square plus summation of all f of y square. Getting? Summation of f of x means sum of all forces along x axis, and f of y indicates here sum of all forces according to the y axis, on y axis. Any doubt till here? So resultant is equal to summation of f of x square plus summation of f of y whole square. Okay, this f of x square indicates sum of all horizontal forces. Okay, horizontal forces, and this f of y indicates sum of all vertical forces. Getting here? And this alpha, this is the resultant, will move in the some another direction, and that alpha you have to find. Alpha is equal to, I can write it, tan inverse of perpendicular f of y by f of x. You also correct alpha is equal to tan inverse of summation of all forces with respect to y axis by summation of f of x. This one derivation is there, I will teach you the derivation, but keep in mind these two formula for the resultant and for the finding the alpha. Alpha is what? Angle of resultant. Angle of resultant. Okay, like I will tell you the example. Okay, and this derivation also I will do it. So just try to understand 10 minutes, then I will go to the. Okay, see here. Consider question is given like this way. F1 is equal to 20 given, and F2 is equal to 30 given. Simple question. So I can write resultant is some another direction. This R, which alpha is the angle of resultant, and we can write F net is equal to, resultant is equal to a square root of F1 square is how much? 20 square plus F2 square, which is 30. The another concept what I am telling here, okay, this force F1 is given already in the horizontal, right? This F2 is already given in the vertical, already given. This horizontal it's moving, this vertical it's moving. So net force I am finding here, this is the net force. This is a textbook. Consider your friend is pulling on the x-axis from this table, and another your friend is what moving this one pulling it from the y-axis. So this textbook will move to the some another directions this way, like which one I have mentioned here. That is called as resultant. This resultant we can find by a formula, a square root of f1 square plus f2 square, right? And this which direction it will move, what is the angle will be there, that you can find by alpha. This is the alpha, and this alpha always we are finding with respect to x-axis. Okay, y-axis you can find y-axis also, but this formula which we have derived here, tan inverse of f of 2 by f of 1, only applicable for x-axis, with respect to x-axis. If I will change this one alpha, then I have to change this one also. This tan theta, when derivations I will take, then that time I will come to know. When you are taking this one f2 by f1 means tan theta is equal to what? Tan alpha is equal to perpendicular by base. So this is perpendicular, opposite f2 by base I am taking it. If I will take this is alpha, so this become perpendicular, this become base. So you have to not keep in mind all the, don't confuse with that. What you have to find, this alpha is angle of resultant along x-axis, and if y-axis they also ask, so already alpha you know, this alpha you know, so remaining you subtract it. 90 minus alpha will be this. This is the concept. So now we'll see here, this is given, consider f1 is 20 and f2 is equal to 30 given here. So f resultant you can write here a square root of 20 square plus 30 square, right? And this alpha is equal to tan inverse of how much? 30 by 20, f2 by f1, and you can represent here, this is the resultant here, this is resultant, which is value is how much it's coming, you can find it here, square root of 1300 it will come. And this alpha you can find by the calculator, tan inverse of 3 by 2, how much you are getting here, and that is the alpha degree. This degree only, this is angle degree. Alpha you can find it and you can substitute it here, and this alpha always along with the x-axis, so you have to draw the free body diagram like that. Okay, consider if you given more than 2-3 forces, if you given, consider like this is the book, block, anything is given here. Somebody is pulling with this one force f1 is equal to 20 newtons, some is pulling in the another directions Consider some another direction in the y-axis, which is 30 newtons. Some another directions F3 is equal to 10 newtons. Okay, and some another direction this side also is there. Consider F2 is equal to 5 newtons, something like that. Consider. Okay, so first what you have to find, the summation of f of x. Summation of f means f of x means algebraic sum of all force along x axis, right? Summation of f of x is equal to, we can write it here, this is 20, right? This is 20 and this 30, it's going to the opposite direction, minus 10 is equal to 10 newton. If you want this one 10 as a considered positive, so this one will be negative. Anything you can do it. There are no restriction. But don't confuse with that. Always with this is the origin here, so we consider as this is a positive and this is negative. So you take as it is only. Okay. From the origin, yeah, whatever the center is given, right hand side, okay, positive, and left hand side negative, like a x-axis and y-axis, that coordinate systems. And summation of f of y, summation of f of y means algebraic sum of all forces along y-axis. So how much you can find it? 30 minus 5, which is 25, right? So f net is equal to, you can write here formula, summation of f of x square plus summation of f of y whole square. Okay, because both we have find only along with x-axis and y-axis. So this is summation of f of x, which was 10, and this is summation of f of y, which was 25. So we can write here 25 this f of x is 10 square is 100 and 25 square is 625. You can find the values of this one. And alpha, you can find it, alpha is equal to tan inverse of y by x. Y is this f of y, which is 25 by 10. Getting? And this will be, you can represent the free body diagram. This is the resultant, which is square root of 725, and this is the alpha, which you got it here. You can find in the calculator and you can substitute it here. Why you should take in the degree? You have to write the angle in the degree form only, that's why. Radian if you given, then radian they will not give in the civil subject. Radian if you given also, then you can convert it, pi by 180 you multiply and convert in the degree. Because if you do the construction, so if you write it here, this one, this block is what, 30 degrees, yeah, 40 degree angle only will write here, no. You can't write in the, you can write in the radian, but radian if you given, you convert it, and both already scientific calculator is allowed, then why you worried about the degrees and angle, radian. Okay, you can find in the calculator. Next, consider another example. Consider if given like this here, if any block is given here, this is F1 is given, which is 20 newtons, and consider F2 is equal to some another force 50 newtons, and F3 is equal to 10 newtons. Tell me the first one, summation of f of x. 20 minus 50 is equal to minus 30. Good. Then next, sigma of f of y, 10. So resultant you can find it, alpha you can find it, right? Now see the next type of little complex. Consider if you given this one here, this is y axis and x axis. One force is given, this one F is equal to 20 newtons. Okay? Here is nothing consider. F1 is equal to 20 newtons is given here. F2 is equal to 30 newtons is given this. And another force is given this direction, F3, which is 10 newtons. And here given F4 is 5 newtons. And angle is given here 30 degree. Then you have to, means consider here, you have, this is a textbook. One, your friend is pulling in this direction, another is this direction, another is this direction, and another is this direction. So this whole system will be moving in some another direction with some net force that you have to find it, and alpha you have to find it. Means resultant you have to find and alpha you have to find it, angle of resultant. So what we'll do here, first this is already horizontal is given, right? This is vertical, this is negative horizontal, yeah, you correct, horizontal only, negative x-axis. This force is given with the angle 30 degree, so I have to decompose this. Getting here, this force F3 is equal to 10 Newton is 10 Newton is given here. You have to decompose, you have to find the components along x-axis and y-axis. Getting here? So where the theta is allocated, where the theta is placed, that part will be cos. Not necessary always will on the x-axis. This one, where you placed, you check out here. Here is placed where? In the x-axis, right? This angle is given 30 degree, not given from this way 30 degree, no. Is given this 30 degree, right? So which this theta is given along with this horizontal, so this part will be cos theta. So you can write this one 10 cos of 30. This one component, and opposite perpendicular will be 10 sine of 30. That one basic is there, which one have already. If any length, if you given, consider this is the wire is given of length of 5 centimeter. Okay, so how much distance occupied on the x-axis you can find by this theta. If you consider given 45 or something, so you can write 5 cos 45 is this, and 5 sin 45 is this. Okay, this one basic was that I will teach derivation, then I will explain. But now you keep in mind where the theta is placed, that part is cos and perpendicular will be sine. Getting? So you can write it here now, summation of f of x. Tell me, 20 minus 5, okay, and this is also is going to the what? This direction. So 20 plus 10 cos 30 minus 5, you can find it. Summation of f of y plus 10 sin 30. You have calculator, no? You tell me the values for this one, this two. You find in the calculator and tell me. Okay, you can find in the calculator, and you can say this is A, this is B. So resultant you can write here A square plus B square, right? And alpha is angle of resultant, which you can write tan inverse of B by A. Any doubt till here? Any doubt in this? Okay, so keep in mind here that here only the student confuse and do the mistake. See here, I have never told here always x-axis will be cos theta and sin theta. Consider this same force, if you given here like this way, F3 is equal to what, 10 Newton, is given this one. Consider this is given any 60 degree or 45 degree, consider is given. So this will be how much? F3 cos 45, and this will be F3 sin 45. Getting? Consider this, if this is 45 is given, so you can consider another values also. This is 45, so this will be how much? 45, right? So now if this is 45, so you can decompose like this here, this F3 cos 45 so if you want to understand easily, so that x-axis y-axis confusion don't keep. what I'm telling, that way you keep in mind. See here, wherever the theta is given, you check out. This is given here, this is given here, this is 20, this is 30, this is given 30 degree, this is given 45 degree. Okay, where this, check out where that placed, where is placed this angle, not placed in the y-axis, right? This one placed, so this will be cos 20 cos 45, this will be 20 sin 45. Then this one 30, where is placed on the y-axis, so this will be 30 cos 30, and this will be 30 sin 30. Getting here? Next, if you this one you try it and tell me. This one you try it, and so this is 160. This is F2. F2 we can write it here, 45 cos 30 and 45 sin 30. Right? Tell me sum of all forces along with x-axis. This one 20 cos 20 minus summation of f of y okay. So consider this value you can find in the calculator A, and this is B. So resultant you can write here square root of A square plus B square. Alpha is equal to tan inverse of B by A. And you can write the free body diagrams after finding it. This is the resultant, which is R, which you have to find it. Consider this one, you got it P. So you can write R is equal to P here, and this is the alpha. You will find the calculator and then you will get it no values. Yeah, always this, I don't know, this alpha is depend. This resultant is what? Always alpha. If alpha is considered coming 130, alpha is coming 130, then you have to write it like this way. This is the resultant and this is the alpha. If alpha coming 270, so you can check out the values how much it's coming. Okay. If alpha is considered coming 180 plus, so 180 plus means third quadrant. You will write resultant here, and alpha is this. Resultant will be never negative because the square root is there, no? Okay. So this is how this is called as coplanar concurrent force. Okay, we'll do some more problem based on this, and then I will do the derivations of the parallelogram theorems, how this formula comes here. Okay, all derivations we'll do it.